Last we left off, you made your way back to town with the wounded guard and spoke with Darren Steelheart inside of the Woodbrand Keep, informing him of the troubles found in the forest, and then retired to the Silvery Wink. There, you had food and a bath, and after that, feeling somewhat refreshed, some of you decided to go back out onto the town and do a little shopping at Timmons Finds Goods after hearing such a strong, glowing recommendation from Sammy.
There you go.
Afterwards, you all went to sleep. Except for Sammy, who had already been sleeping, decided to return to Timmons Finds Goods with eyes set on reclaiming the ornate dagger that he had seen. After being unsuccessful in finding it where it was last seen, he went to leave, but was cornered by Timon himself and played a dangerous game. Survive a stabbing from the dagger and keep it. And that he did. Surviving the stagger from the blade as well as being poisoned, he limped his way back to the Silvery Wink. It is there that I believe you just collapsed in your bed, right?
Pretty much.
For another rest, not being able to take a long rest. But is there anything else that you wanted to do before fast forwarding it to everyone receiving a long rest and sleeping and waking up for the day?
Nope. Just gonna be upset at myself and write some notes and call it a night.
Yeah, you did send those to me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So then, the next day comes. How do you spend your morning?
A new day has dawned. I get up. I stretch. I grunt a lot. And I
Probably wake up your neighbors.
dress very finely in my new digs. And I prepare myself for breakfast.
Riker was probably woken up by the grunting, so he kind of just begrudgingly gets out of bed and goes to breakfast.
Might knock on Dad's door. Make sure that he hasn't overslept or anything.
Just one moment. I'm getting dressed. I'll be out there in just a minute.
Said first light.
I know.
You want to have a full breakfast before then, you better hurry.
And he kind of opens up the door, still shirtless, but has his, pants and shoes on, and he's kind of pulling the clothes over top as he's coming out. You got me all nervous thinking that I might be infected, and I couldn't sleep last night. What do you think? Can you...
Let me see.
All right.
To his eyes.
Arsis told Thad that you were going to check him out in the morning to make sure it was safe for him to go home. But you weren't part of that conversation.
Go ahead.
Like looking in their mouth and their eyes.
Give me
perfectly normal to me.
Give me an investigation check for that one.
Okay. And not at disadvantage because I'm well rested.
Yeah.
Big difference.
I can't remember. Did we do investigation or did we do medicine? I can't remember what it was the first time you rolled it. An 8?
I think it was Riker that rolled it the first time, not her.
You're right. It was Riker. That's right.
Yeah. And I think I rolled investigation.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And Herc uses his
His
detect
cleansing.
poison.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, brain's still a little foggy. Got that mixed up. Yeah, as you're kind of mimicking essentially what you saw Riker do, not fully understanding what you're looking for, checking his eyes, behind the ears, feeling a pulse, looking inside his mouth. You don't necessarily see anything.
It's good.
Oh, God, that's a relief. You wouldn't believe the nightmares I had thinking that I was just going to have, like, I was laying there and there was, instead of being pregnant with a baby, it was squirming with all these mushroom fungus and it just exploded out of my belly. Not that I could ever be pregnant with a baby, but
That's terrifying. And I'm not sure which part of that is more terrifying. It's probably because of all those mushrooms you ate, and then you drank a lot afterwards.
that's probably what it was.
You gotta change that up.
Well,
Yesterday?
what about yesterday?
Did you take a bath?
I took a bath this morning. And you can see his hair is still kind of damp. No, I don't have none of that
That's what
fancy
you
stuff.
needed. I can lend you some sometime. Really wanted to mix in with the steam and let it set in, really.
Well, maybe later. If you say I'm all good health, I'm gonna go ahead and
Andrew's internet crapped, yeah.
Did it?
No, it's been weird all night. But let's hope that's the end of it.
Womp.
If I'm okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and go grab the wagon and
Let's
head
do
off
it.
to. Did you guys decide whether or not you're coming with me or whether or not you're gonna stay here?
What do you mean? Job's not done.
I mean, the job's not done wherein you're being paid to escort these goods all the way to Minroe.
Didn't you give me money yesterday to escort these goods to Minroe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to help me.
You think I'm a lying cheat that I would take off on the town and leave you behind? Never.
About this time, I'd probably come down because I'm hearing voices. Like, yeah, let's just get out of here then.
We can. I suppose there's no harm in waiting for everybody else to get down here. We'll get some food and get on our way. And you guys, I'll grab something to go, and then I'll go check on the horses, make sure that they're ready. But you talk amongst yourselves and figure out what's going on. I know Arsis. I think brain's still a little foggy, but Arsis was talking about potentially staying because of the infection that you saw and the fungus that you saw in the forest, needing a help out or something.
Well, Arsis was just along for the ride, but we're your employees and you can count on us, boss. You just let us know what you need us to do.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna go get the horses and make sure the wagon's tied down and all that other good stuff. And you guys talk amongst
This is
yourselves
the
and figure
level
it
of
out.
This is the level of service you get when you pay your employees well. Look at the new uniform, for instance.
Looking at you and then kind of looking over at Sammy, and noticing he just has like a similar cloak, not necessarily the rest of his garments matching yours. It's not
I
really.
think it would be important to note for me that I would probably have the cloak off of me at this point
Oh,
and
okay.
bundled up underneath my arm.
Oh, okay. Well, Herc, it's not necessarily a uniform unless everyone's wearing it. That's kind of why it's called a uniform.
Why, look, of some kind of station, probably intimidate any bandits on the road.
Or attract them with your fancy clothes.
Well, if I do attract them, then we have Sammy over here to sneak up behind them and take them out.
He kind of pats you on the shoulder and you guys worry about the strategy. I'm just going to worry about driving the wagon. And he grabs some
Sounds like
coffee
a sound strategy to me.
and heads out of the silvery wink.
I wanted to say that Arsis had probably gotten up, cleaned her room, repacked everything, and is out with the horses.
Oh, out with the horses
Nice.
already too? Nice.
Yeah.
As Thad gets over there, he I guess before I get there, Riker and Ren, what are you doing?
So I would say that Rin probably came downstairs like it was like Thaddeus leaves, Rin is downstairs. Like she would have gotten up pretty close to on time and
Okay.
just made it after that conversation ended.
I mean, Riker, not a morning person,
Andrew,
so
you're muted. Or something.
No, he's
I
not.
hear
You might
No,
might
he's
have
not.
to log out and log back in.
Oh,
That
God,
happens
really?
sometimes.
Say something, Andrew. Yeah, I can hear him now.
okay, can you hear me now?
When that shit happens.
I know.
Are you?
Discord. Oh, now he's got the OBS going on.
Oh no.
Oh.
Is that what you guys see too? You don't see his camera,
Yeah,
you see
I
the
just saw
OBS?
that.
What's OBS?
Open broadcast software. It's a symbol.
Old bitches.
It was that
syndrome.
when it's
All right.
like
Can everybody hear everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes.
All right. And everybody can see everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Riker, you were saying that
Yeah,
you don't have a history of getting up on time.
No. Riker just begrudgingly got up after hearing Herc get up, and he's down there getting like a light breakfast with some, I don't know, probably some like bread or something, and a lemonade in another hand.
Yeah, they'd probably have like freshly baked like muffins or raisin bread
Yeah.
with butter or something like that for
And
sure.
just heavy like bags under his eyes because he's just not used to getting up this early.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you say lemonade? I want to make sure
Yes.
I heard that right.
Yes, lemonade.
Where's my book at?
he likes his lime water and his lemonade.
There it is.
As
Going in the
I guess one thing that you would have noticed, Arsis, as you would have been the first to leave the tavern, is that there are significantly more guards on station here at Weymouth. Not only are there more like infantrymen or purple dragon knights out patrolling the town, but also something you didn't see here yesterday, there are now war wizards. You see them identified by their purple flowing like robes, and just their general smug presence. You see them conducting thorough searches of the area.
That's gonna make me feel a lot better. I'll probably politely nod to any of them that walk by. You know, answer any questions that they might have. Be just generally pleasant.
At the moment, you don't seem to have drawn any attention. Like, even though you nod, they haven't stopped you for any sort of questioning at the moment.
Okay.
But shortly after you arrive at the wagon, Thaddeus comes up. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect anybody else to be up and out here at the wagon so soon. What are you doing out here? I didn't see you at the inn.
You said first light. You guys are all late.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about what you said, and I got nervous about being infected, and I couldn't get back to sleep, and Herc checked me out, though, and said that I was good to go, so I think
Oh,
we're
good.
good to keep traveling.
Yeah, I feel better now. I see the town's taking the threat serious.
And he
I think we
kind
need
of
to go home.
turns around and sees a group of war wizards gathered and talking to somebody that you haven't seen yet. Um, Similar to Darian in stature, Sergeant Darian Steelheart, a large, burly, muscular man, kind of a shaved head, nothing but just a handlebar mustache. You see basically the leader of this town, Filfar, um, and he's chatting with them about the corruption. Very limited knowledge, but from what you can overhear. But I don't know if you want to grab some food with the rest of them.
I already did.
Okay. I told them because I know you had talked about potentially staying here to look at the threat and take it.
Yeah, after talking to the guys yesterday and seeing what's going on, I feel like I was too hasty. I need to get back to Sasha.
All right. All right. Well, I'm just gonna. I guess everything looks all. I'm gonna take a quick inventory. I probably should have had Rin done that, but I'll do it, and then I'll wheel the wagon over there, and I'll give a holler when I'm ready for you. If you want to go back and chat with them for a moment, it should just be just a few moments.
All right.
And he continues tying everything down. Oddly enough, none of the War Wizards or Purple Dragon Knights come into the Silvery Wink. You notice that there's far fewer patrons. Pretty much the only ones that are inside of the establishments are the ones that stayed there as guests the prior night. It's very quiet inside.
I'll walk in and sit down with everybody then. It looks like they took our threat seriously. Those war wizards got here fast.
It's good. I'm hoping they can eliminate what's happening.
And deal with any other bears, hopefully.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Hopefully.
Well, it just sounds like that it might be their problem then, so.
Well, I told the story to enough patrons last night that if they need any help with bears, they know who to come find.
You almost
Well,
died.
hopefully the war wizards and not us, because we should leave today.
Thaddeus said it would be just a few minutes before he's ready to go.
Oh, you already saw him?
Yeah.
I suppose I should go out and do my inventory work, but...
Oh, no, Thad said that he took care of it this morning. He didn't.
Oh. Well, less for me to do then.
Rosalind, the barmaid that you've only had an opportunity to talk to a couple times, barmaid / owner, comes over with a fresh loaf of raisin bread and sets it out on the table. When I woke up and started cooking this morning, I noticed that there was fires coming from the forest. Whatever it was, it looks like they're burning it. They're mass burn. I haven't seen one like this in a while.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, I hope it's a good fire, not a bad fire.
Well,
With the war wizards here, it's probably a contained one.
judging
Yes,
by
we
the
hope so.
calmness of the people that I saw out on the streets and the increased presence of guards, I think the threat is well known and they're taking it seriously. And then she
No
kind
need
of
to panic.
I don't think any one of us are panicking.
Oh, no need to panic. I thought you said I need to pack. Sorry.
Take a pancake.
I don't I guess if you really want one, I have plenty of options of this type of.
Oh, the raisin bread is fine.
Okay. All right.
Making sure that Everyone can hear me. These tusks sometimes, they get in the way.
In a
No, we
pancake.
could probably file them down just in case you wanted to. It'd help with your enunciation. Why not?
Oh, that is a suggestion I will take under advisement, but I will let you know, dear Sammy, that it could be construed as quite rude. But I'm just going to take it as you didn't know what you were saying. It's fine.
A few moments go by, and eventually, my brain is fucking Thaddeus. No, my brain's not fucking Thaddeus. My brain's fucking foggy. My brain is foggy
You are
as
so,
hell
like,
right
in
now.
a weird loop with that old man.
It's that kind of campaign I see.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
exactly.
It's gonna be a thirsty one, guys.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 4, let's go.
Thaddeus pokes his head inside of the door. All right, y'all, I'm ready to go. Wrap up your things, get your gear, and we'll head out. I got the horses all ready to go. The cart's packed. We're ready to rock. We'll be there in a day's march. He closes the door.
Well, I'm ready. Shall we?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and one more thing. So when you guys initially, when you first saw Riker, he had this like big backpack on him with just like loaded to the brim. He doesn't seem to have that right now. You just notice it's just him and a pouch on his side.
You forgetting something, buddy?
What do you mean?
Where's all your?
You put your
Where's all
bag
your-
on the cart already?
He pulls out his bag, like reaches inside, pulls out the entire backpack. I was kind of doing some extra work last night, and I made a pouch that can hold a lot of things in it. It's a lot lighter. It's so much better for me.
How does
Well, now that is quite impressive.
Just my mind starts going, and the idea just kind of came to me.
That might
Or
prove
magical,
incredibly
alchemical
useful.
stuff?
Inventions, yes.
Inventions.
All right, guys. We gotta get a hoofing. Everyone, let's go. And I'll go sit in the wagon.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Yeah.
I'll leave a couple of silver on the table.
Me too.
And,
me too. Farewell, dear Rosalinda.
She gives a nod. And it was a pleasure having you.
Rosalinda?
It's Rosalind, but same thing.
Close enough.
With Herc, doesn't matter. He's gonna butcher every name on purpose
Alrighty.
and be charming about it.
As you all exit, you have the opportunity to take a look around you and, in fact, see the increased presence of war wizards as well as Town's Guard, and can see what looks to be a controlled burn happening to the south in the forest where you came from. Hopping into the wagon or walking alongside of it, Thaddeus flicks the reins and off you head out the western exit. Keep in mind, I think we talked about it, but the map needs to be turned. So the exit that's heading actually on like the southern portion of the map is actually headed west. As you get towards the edge of town, you can see another familiar stop. This time, a couple war wizards and a couple guards. And as they approach, one of the slender figures in the purple robes approaches, hand up, the robes very billowing, like very loose fitting around the arms. Halt, please. We need to do a further inspection. there seems to be an infection, a contamination of this particular area, and we're doing thorough searches to halt the spread of this disease. We know very little
You're
about
welcome.
it. What was that?
Welcome to search us.
Moot. Oh.
And they open up their book and they begin casting a ritual. And as they're looking at you, each and every one of you, the War Wizard turns around and you hear some hushed whispers amongst the others.
I'm gonna lean in a little bit. Maybe not too. No, fuck it. If I look a little obvious, that's fine. But I kind of want to catch what they might be whispering amongst themselves.
Yeah, I mean, so would Rin, but she probably wouldn't try and look obvious about it.
Okay, give me an active perception check. Okay. Sammy, you're able to hear, and Rin, you'll find out shortly enough.
Oh Jesus!
Thaddeus is infected. And the War Wizard turns around after discussing it with the other. Excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to come with us. I don't understand. What's wrong? We're not at liberty to discuss at this moment, but I do know that I have to have you contained. The rest of your friends may leave
I'm gonna,
wherever you were headed.
while he's talking to Thaddeus, I'm gonna lean over to Herc and be like, "Hey, thing you did to Rin yesterday, do it now. Do it now to Thaddeus before he walks away.
Again? Right here.
Do it now."
That could mean like 7 different things.
Thing you did to Rin now.
He just takes his shirt off.
And I'm gonna grab him by the collar of his shirt and tug on him. Ow. I'm gonna take him away.
Get your hands off me. By the
Now, what's
grace
going
and
on
beauty
here?
of Sune. I know that this man has ate many mushrooms yesterday and drank himself stupid. But none cannot be redeemed by your grace. And I will cast, or I'll use 5 points to try to cure disease on Thaddeus.
Okay. It is successful. As the War Wizard stops and turns to you. What exactly is it? What did you do to cleanse this infection?
Well, it's like a... gets in your throat, into your lungs maybe, and it grows. I can't always do it. I have to catch it early enough. It seems the fungus gets inside you. As to how I did it, well, have you ever heard of Sune? Lathander, Tamora?
Indeed, I have.
It's through their grace that he is healed.
Well, I suppose there's no reason to keep you here any longer. You may leave. Be safe out there.
You too, sir.
Let them through. And Thaddeus reaches back and grabs your hand, and you can feel an appreciative squeeze. Herc's, the one that had healed him.
I guess you missed something in our inspection this morning.
I guess you must have, but I'm fine now, they said, so I suppose there's no harm in continuing.
Wait, Mr. Herc, what kind of inspection did you do this morning?
You know, I looked in his eyes, and I saw if there was anything wrong in there. Down his throat, and it smelled very terribly, so it was difficult to really inspect that thoroughly.
Like Riker holds up a finger like he's gonna say something, but just kind of puts it down and says, "Right. Maybe next time a
Basically
second
what you
opinion."
did.
What was that?
Riker's like,
Second.
yeah, maybe next time I can help out. Maybe give you a second opinion, just in case.
Yes, yes. You should train us all in the ways of your magical inventions and things.
Didn't you find mine by looking at some aura on me? Why didn't you do that with him? I don't mean
yes,
to
that's
be rude
right.
to that.
But we had a whole day.
It was.
Right,
It was
on me. That's on me.
It's all right.
a
it's
long,
all
challenging
right.
day for you yesterday.
Look,
Extra precautious.
we got him taken care of, so that's
I'll do it
the
again
important
now.
thing. No, don't. It's
No
we're
need
good
now.
right now.
Yeah,
All right.
you heard the war wizards. We're all good, I think.
Yeah, if the wizard said that we're clean, we're clean.
All right.
I'm just glad that we were able to catch it before they decided to drag our employer off. And
What do you think they would have done with him?
not sure. And I don't
think
think
they
they're
would
going to tell.
My guess is
Like,
probably just
points
detain him
towards the
somewhere.
smoke.
What about
Surely they wouldn't.
Oh,
What about
throw him in the smoke? No, I don't think they're that harsh.
I think, and if Thaddeus isn't looking in my direction, I'll just go one of those things.
Perhaps. But perhaps we shouldn't think of those things.
John, I mean, being from Suzelle, would I have any idea what they might have done?
Yeah, you could,
Like a history check, maybe?
yeah, give me one of those.
Especially because he worked in the morgue, so he dealt with most of the dead bodies.
Oh God.
True.
Here we go.
Yeah, how many dead bodies do I work on from the war?
How many were missing their heads?
Yeah. Again, with this particular instance of contamination or infection or disease that you're having to investigate, there hasn't been any known human cases, only animals at the moment that you've studied. Going over your history books and studying infectious diseases, you know that there's probably only been one or two different times where it's really gotten to the point in all of Cormyr's history where there's had to be containment. And typically, they've set up camps, makeshift tents, buildings out in the large fields outside of the city. Typically, Jester's Green was one place where the people would come to the city for help, and there would be large infirmaries outside stationed where people would take care of them. None of them were ever killed in order to stop the spread of the infection, only contained. You do know that in some of the outlying towns, people were forced to come if they were found to be infected, that they would be brought against their will. But once they got to the, I don't know what you would call those camps, rehabilitation camps sounds So
Isolation.
yeah,
Hopefully not the
isolation camps.
concentration
Yeah,
camps.
not concentration.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like concentration.
yeah.
No.
Once they were taken to the isolation
It's
camps.
probably like a quarantine more than anything.
Yes, thank you. A quarantine zone. They were treated humanely. They were given food. They were taken care of, and the disease was studied. But none within your lifespan have happened that way.
Yeah, Riker's just kind of like flipping through some notes. He's like, huh, surprisingly wholesome for war wizards. No, wouldn't have killed him. Just contained, isolated, but not kill.
So if they were contained, then that implies that there was some sort of cure.
Flipping through the book, was there a cure?
In the past, yeah, a certain mix of herbal remedies was able to be found for those particular instances.
Yeah,
but none of
it says
them
here-
have been like this type of infection.
Yeah.
Nothing like a large growing fungus.
Let's see. It says here eventually.
Alrighty. Off you go on the Western Trail. After probably about an hour heading west, you start to angle yourself south, cutting through the King's Forest, and the trail becomes less defined. More grooves of dirt inside of the dense forest on either side. Hard to imagine two sets of wagons heading in opposite directions fitting down this smaller trail. Imagining that if there was a wagon coming from the opposite side, they'd probably have to pull off and halt for the moment for the other one to pass. But it is quiet. The birds chirping in the trees, the wildlife scurrying about in the forest around you. It's peaceful. And as you look around, at least from what your eyes can see in this particular moment, you don't see any signs of infection.
Riker just has his nose in the contraption he was showing you guys. I think in session 1 or 2-ish that he's still like working on.
Arsis would be traveling quietly, just kind of staring at her and
Legs still moving like a spider. That's good.
Well, that's the idea. I just can't get it to move on its own though. I think it's something maybe with the circuitry. I don't know.
A spark of inspiration.
Yes. Eventually, I hope I get one of those.
You keep thinking on it. Keep your mind open. It'll let things drop in. You just have to sift through that to find the diamonds.
This doesn't use diamonds. That's a really expensive component.
Maybe that's
You know, sometimes when I'm trying to repair something, I talk about it out loud to try and find what I'm missing.
Oh,
Each step.
And then he like flips up and he's like, okay, so the circuitry here that's supposed to connect. Yeah, then he just goes in like very like in-depth detail about this, probably boring the life out of all of you.
God bless
I think
electrical
This
engineers.
wire is supposed to connect here, but I'm not sure because I tried that at least 3 different times. Sometimes I get a
After
little
about 10
movement.
seconds, I'm taking that cloak, I'm putting it on the back of my head, and I'm laying back just looking up at the sky.
And you need it to move after all that. Her will just go. And you need it to move by itself.
Yeah.
Kind
Kind of
make it alive.
Oh no, not necessarily. I've got it to the point where I can send it communication through my mask, but it doesn't seem to respond to anything yet.
Need to find the right words.
Oh, I've tried Common, Abyssal, Draconic, and Elvish. None of them have worked yet. But I feel like I'm close. I just
Maybe the
just
content
I
is
just
what
need to
you're
rework the
saying.
wiring again.
That's probably it. Probably it. Yeah.
John, I am keeping an active watch, if that matters.
Okay. Yeah, keeping an active watch of like your surroundings. Okay. Go ahead and give me an active perception check then.
I'm looking at
Okay.
any clouds that are around,
Um,
in case there might be something hiding up there.
That's a 26.
that's a pretty good roll. Herc, it's hard to see the clouds through the canopy of the trees. This is a relatively dense forest, and as I said, this is a very small trail. So oftentimes, the canopy of the trees will be bridging over top of the trail itself. You'll see every now and then few holes poking up where there's a gap, and you'll be able to see.
He's looking for like tree people, but it's like cloud people, but
Oh,
with the
okay.
leaves of the
I
tree.
guess I'll look for.
You're looking for the ghillie suit people.
Yeah, maybe.
Shapes in the trees instead of the cloud.
So describe to me how you're watching. Are you sitting in the wagon? Are you doing a perimeter search? How are you doing it?
So there's you said there's 3 wagons, right?
There's now, I believe, what does the manifest say? I think there's only one now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because I think 2 of them were dropped off to.
Oh.
Yeah, we only have one to head to Minroe.
Yep. So it's just one wagon now.
And that's
that
the
would
one with the
probably be-
hand axes.
I would probably be walking ahead then.
Okay.
Be like, like 20, 30 feet above the horse, and just kind of keeping pace and keeping an eye out. I would have unhooked my weapon as well while we were in the wilderness.
Okay. Your bow, or
Mhm.
your okay. Awesome.
Actually, probably both the short swords and the bow, because it's just like
Okay.
just unhooked them so that I have access to them. I won't have them I'll have them sheathed,
Okay.
but the bow will be out.
As you're walking ahead, being very familiar of being in the woods, you notice a lot of little things. Different creatures scurrying through the underbrush. Starting to notice, certain trees more barren than others of leaves. That seems a little out of the ordinary, but not enough to draw too much concern. Looking, kind of kicking up some of the brush on the ground, trying to see if you can find any mycelium or looking out for any infected creatures. All seems clear. Yeah, everything so far looks good. Are you going to continue that way for the entirety of the journey?
How long is it from this town to?
It's about 8
normally?
hours. It's about your full 8-hour march.
Then yes, probably would just kind of be on high alert.
Okay. And is there anything out of the ordinary that the rest of you would like to do during your travel, or are you okay with making your way to Minroe?
I'm good with
Out
this
of the
baking.
But I'd like to make a comment that she's staring at her dress and trying to figure out how she can sew it up so she can wear her pants later. That's all I'll say.
Okay. All right, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Sounds good. Eventually, you left around 8 in the morning. What is 8 hours after that? 2?
4.
4? Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah. Mid-afternoon, you make your way, and you can start to really see the mountains in the distance as the trees start to open up the closer they get to the mountains. Um, and you start down the southern path in the final stretch to make it to Minroe. As you're walking, you can see several abandoned mines on the western side. Yeah, I had to do the northeast southwest. On the western side, mines that have been kind of strategically had their entrances blown up to make sure that nobody else could go inside of them, whether it because they had run dry, or for some of you that have lived there in the past, know that Minroe had come under attack from a certain type of Medusa from the Underdark that were attracted to the caves that were in the area. And that was one of the measures that was taken to prevent them from going. The other you'll eventually see with the pigs. Shortly after, you eventually make your way to a similar guard station as what you saw when you went into Weymouth. Guard stopped the caravan. Thaddeus, I don't know if you want to go in there right now. It's all sorts of wild stuff happening.
What are you talking about? I probably know this guard by name. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this particular guard's name is Davos.
Davos?
Yeah, Davos responds.
What's going on?
I don't know. Just a few days ago, some people were sick, and you know the group of, like the building that was being made on the south side of town. It's fully constructed now, and the people that were staying with Gawain, I don't know, it just seems weird. They're trying to peddle some miracle, like it's going to save our crops, it's going to heal us, make us more healthy, like this infection that's going around. They swear that if we just drink whatever that they have, that it's
what
going to...
What infection, Davos?
I don't know, people are getting sick, I guess. They're acting loopy.
Riker pops up with like a notepad. Can you describe the symptoms and anything, please?
Any suspicious mushrooms new to the area?
Knowing that you're not from this area, he kind of takes a look. I don't know if you've ever heard of Minroe before, but mushrooms is kind of our deal.
I know, but like any new or fast growing mushrooms?
I don't know. I don't go into the caves.
Any
God,
mushrooms
Davos?
getting people sick and making them act strangely and affecting bears and
we haven't had any
crazy
bears
wildlife
infected.
attacking?
Herc, I believe this line of questioning might be a little too specific. So are the people who are getting sick, are they getting better? What's Sasha got to say about this? And the other healers?
I'm going to be real honest with you. I haven't really paid too much attention to it. I feel perfectly fine. I was just basically warning you of, I don't know, whatever the group of individuals are trying to pull, what sort of snake oil they're trying to sell, but I'm not buying it. Some people are. They've got a crowd in town square around the big tree.
Oh, if this is just a bunch of fooey, fake, fine, we'll check it out. But I'm sure it won't affect us any.
How far away are we from town, or from the town proper then?
Probably about a half mile. Pretty close.
Kirk, question for you. Your little diagnostic thing that you did the other day, about how long does that take and work for?
All right, are we good now?
10 minutes.
Hmm.
Just a short little time.
Oh, were you asking the guard if you were good now? Is that what?
No, I'm asking you guys generally.
I can't
My-
His
hear him again.
his internet
Oh.
is difficult.
Oh,
Yep.
gotcha.
I'm gonna have
I
a
can't
long
hear
chat
him
with AT&T
again.
tomorrow.
Oh, you can't hear me or can't hear Andrew?
Andrew.
Yep, sounds about
I can
right.
hear you. You're good.
I hear him fine.
Son of a
Can't hear him
bitch.
either.
Just disconnect and reconnect.
No.
This session's gonna be a long one. Us
Sorry.
Portland people are fine.
Dude, literally, I had a similar issue like 4 days ago, has not occurred since, and it just decides to pop up today.
Whoa.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
What was happening? You were asking me how long my spell lasts.
Yeah, how long
Yeah.
it takes and how long it lasts.
We were getting ready to breeze past these guards and go figure out what actually is happening in town.
Gotcha.
This wagon needs to go somewhere.
This what?
Wagon?
Wagon.
Goods?
I swear to God, you said wyvern, and I was like, what wyvern?
I was looking for them up in the sky to make sure none were going to find us. Luckily, I think the trees covered our approach.
Oh, that's good, Hunter.
We're near the
Alrighty
mountains.
then.
All right, we'll just
I grew
keep
up here,
going.
Herc. I'm from here. I'm from Minroe. I'm
Have
very
you ever seen any
familiar.
wyverns?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
Well, Davos, you just maybe just stay over here and just keep warning everybody. What's coming in.
If you start to have any intrusive thoughts,
What?
Oh, I have those all the time.
a bout
What
of
kind of
people.
illness is this?
He's joking.
No,
He's just teasing you.
Is he?
Well, he doesn't mean it the way that Davos does.
Davos continues on. Seemingly overnight, there was a lot of people starting to talk about hearing strange voices in their head, telling them to do things.
What kind of thing?
It's not in my notes anywhere.
Serve, obey, all kind of ominous, but nobody could ever understand. I think it's just dream coincidence. I've heard different things about that. Kind of like when you know, a group of women are together and their cycles will sync.
Davos, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Cycles.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
No. I think I get it. It's a government control thing, is what's going on.
I didn't even think
Maybe
about
it's
that.
a god. Maybe they're being talked.
Rin
Maybe the
like
god is
just
speaking
looked
to
at
them.
Ursus like these fucking men. Am I right?
Right. Maybe somebody poisoned the water supply. Who knows?
Maybe there's a snake in somebody's boot.
Arsis, you should. I guess I didn't think about it, but maybe you should check the well in town, see if there's anything wrong with it.
Is that
Well,
where
yeah.
these
If,
cycles
I'm
most
surprised you
likely go
haven't
some?
already done that.
I wake up every morning and I come out here to my post. I stand around, tell people about what's going on, and make sure there's no threats.
Davos, you've always been the dimmest of flames. Let's go.
And Thaddeus he kicks up the reins and heads into town for the next few moments until pulling into the Thousand Heads trading coster. I will pull up a map for you all.
I know he means well, but he I think he was dropped on his head as a baby.
I really have no idea what he was on about.
I figured we get some authority here in town and they'd tell us what's going on if we're really concerned. I'd like to check in on my family.
One moment.
Oh my god, there's 2 L's. Fuck. Which one could it be?
2 L's. What?
2 wells.
Oh yeah, one.
wells.
Oh yeah, one there and one over here.
Yeah.
Have to relaunch the game real quick.
Womp womp.
It's okay.
Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
Yes, you've made it.
Yeah.
In the Thousand Heads Trading Coster is this little building right up here towards the northern end of town. Pulling into the stables and situating all of the goods. Thaddeus ends up walking into the main building on the left-hand side, and I think we're pretty much settled, right? You guys, I paid everybody that was supposed to be paid. You guys are free to do whatever you want with the rest of your time.
Which building is the tavern?
This one right here towards the north of the town square.
And then which building is my house?
It's not on the map. It's further east. As you
perfect.
see, the contrast of the different style houses on the eastern side, closest to the forest, more of like a thatch roofing made out of more simple materials, and it kind of sprawls out into the cover of the woods. And you even see some of those houses having like shared plots attached to their houses. A lot of them have their own little farms. Arsis could tell you, but those that live here, every year when tax season rolls around and they pay their small amount, they're given packets of seeds that they are allowed to grow their own crops for the full of the year, to help, supplement anything else that they might purchase or hunt for the year. So everybody kind of grows their own crops if they're able to. A very small little commune type of thing that they have going on.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go check in on my family. The tavern is that building over there. The proprietary, it's a little cranky, but he loves to play games. So, yeah. If you want, I'll check back in with you all later once we figure out what's going on here.
Right.
Yeah, I think that works.
You have children, brothers.
No, it's just me and my aunt.
When you're aunt. Okay.
Yeah. But it was a pleasure. I'll see you guys at the tavern later tonight, maybe, and then I'll head over to Sasha's, my house.
Okay, as you're making your way through town, kind of skirting past your the Shining Jackdaw, the place of your work, you can see into the town square area, the large oak tree in the center there, surrounded by a lot of people. In front of the people, however, you see a wooden raised platform and several robed figures standing, kind of talking to the gathered folks. Do you stop to listen, or do you continue on?
I think I'd stop to listen because this is unusual.
Okay. I would imagine at this point, if you're all headed towards the Shining Jackdaw, heading in that general direction, you'd probably end up right back there with Arsis. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Just one moment.
It's like I was in a hurry, and then as I skirted, I was like, what the hell is going on? And I stopped to listen.
Obviously, these robed figures are your family.
No. Is Sasha or anybody that I know in the crowd?
Give me a perception check.
All right, if you insist. $25.
Yeah, another another really really good one.
It's my strongest stat.
Right.
So.
You see Cogwin in the crowd, your boss, and you see a lot of familiar faces, who a lot of them you probably know by name as being the bartender at the Shining Jackdaw. Just knowing the villagers is kind of what happens, but none of them that you feel closely related to, that you would feel. I mean, maybe you might feel a personal sense of responsibility for, but. You don't see your aunt there.
Okay.
Second.
I might go up to Cogwin. What's going on? Who's watching the tavern?
Oh, whatever her name is, Madeline or whatever.
Calliope?
Yeah, Calliope. She's watching the tavern. I just wanted to hear what all this fuss was about.
What's going on?
Deranged people, I think. Everyone's talking about hearing things in their sleep, their dreams, intrusive thoughts in their head, and it's all rubbish. And these people happen to show up and they want to sell a miracle cure for it. Want to help. Just some sort of drug or elixir that cures everything, makes our crops bigger and taste better, removes headaches and migraines, and makes you, I don't know, it's just bull if you ask me.
I agree. Sounds like horse shit.
They've got a shop open up at the south end of town. That thing that they've been building, I saw it. It appeared to just come up overnight. It was in construction, and then poof, it was there. Emissary of Balance, they're calling themselves.
Sounds like a malarkey. We're just all giving them attention now. Say we ignore them until they get run out of town.
Well, fear does that to people, you know. When people
Did anybody check the wells?
I don't think there's anything wrong, so why would I check the wells?
Well, clearly something's spooking people.
People are spooking people.
Sinking.
Hypochondria, I say.
Are we with Anonymous?
Yeah, I mean, you can all be there. He doesn't know you, but you're more than welcome to interject into the conversation. It's hypochondria, I say.
Got it all figured out. It's all a bunch of horse manure, as you say.
Oh, well,
Nothing to
their
worry
miracle
about.
cure. There's no such thing as a miracle cure-all. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, if literature has taught me anything, it's men in robes is never a good thing.
Oh, okay. Cogwin, these are some traveling companions I had. We've encountered some weird shit on the travels. And so I think, not that you care, but they're good folk.
Just so you know, you're all excluded from being able to find or claim the benefits of any of my trinkets that are in the establishment.
I didn't tell them nothing.
Wait, you have trinkets? What kind?
But why?
If you're her friend, all friends' family are excluded from participating in the finding of all the trinkets.
I just
I mean,
met them
now I kind of want to. Not that I know about
2
it.
days ago.
Look, I just want to be perfectly clear. We're not friends or family. We were hired on as to sort of
They work
be
at
some sort
Thaddeus.
of detail. So, what about these trinkets are you going on about now?
Well, I just so happen to be a collector of trinkets, and I like to decorate the shining jackdaw with said trinkets. They sprinkled about here and there on mantles, and if you can find... I won't even tell you how many there are, but if you can find them all, then you win a prize.
But if somebody finds one of the trinkets and we can't find them all, so is it a matter of who finds the most trinkets?
Oh, you're not supposed to take them, Sam. You're supposed to count them.
Oh.
So you're not supposed to catch them all.
So we just tell you a number. 45.
There's more to it than that. You gotta... I always carry one of these around with me, and he hands you like imagine... imagine, you locals will know, like the McMinimans travel.
Yeah.
What is that thing called?
Passport.
Yeah, the McMinimans passport. Essentially, there's a stamp location for each one, and the book is excessively thick, and none of them are numbered. But Cogwin's the one that stamps your passport, so he's the one that's going to know. If you tell him you found one.
I didn't even mention any of this stuff. Ugh, I don't even care. Have you seen Sasha?
Yes, does he hand us a pamphlet or a trinket or something like that?
No, he hands...
He has a notepad, and you have to, like, match the trinkets.
I begin looking through this pamphlet, and... like... Oh. Is it a blank pamphlet, and I just gotta write what it is?
Hold on.
I'm genuinely curious now. This is the bookstore?
No, this is the Shining Jackdaw is the...
No, but I'm saying McMinimans. Is this the bookstore?
No, McMinimans is a bar.
It's a restaurant bar.
Yeah, the restaurant bar. They basically...
It's where we hosted the final straw at the first place.
Oh, okay, that place.
Yeah, that's a McMinimans. It's Kennedy School.
Yeah, and so they have 60 some across like Washington, Oregon, and are they in California or is it just Washington, Oregon?
I think it's just Washington, Oregon. Honestly, I think it's mostly Oregon.
Okay, so all these little artifacts are scattered through all 60 different places?
No. They're all at the one tavern.
Oh, at the one. Okay,
Yes.
got
There's
it.
just a lot of them, and you have to
fly here in real
identify
life.
all of them.
Yes,
Find them
exactly.
here and then show them to John, and that'll count as showing them in game.
Yes.
And how thick is this pamphlet that he gave us then?
It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Probably about inch and a half thick. Anyways,
I roll my eyes, and then I'm like, have you seen Sasha?
I haven't seen her. It's been about a week since I've seen her. I've seen you.
Right.
Since
I was only gone a couple days.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I've just been trying to distance myself from this, but the longer it goes on, I swear it popped up right after you left. But now I just...
People these days.
I felt an urge to come out here and listen and see what they had to say, what sort of wares they were trying to peddle off onto the air, see what had everyone in such a fuss. That's all people talk about in the tavern is how they're hearing things and
You say you felt an urge to come out here.
I mean, no more than I felt an urge to take a shit this morning.
All right, two things.
That compelled, eh?
Two things for you then, mister. One, where are these people that are peddling this cure? And two, is there really a rock with 3 counterclockwise swirls in the place that are purple? And that's one of the things that you gotta find?
Hold on. Is that,
I just pulled something out of my ass.
Oh, okay. Because I actually had several trinkets listed in my notes, and I didn't know if I...
No,
what?
you never sent it to me.
Yeah, I didn't know if I shared anything with Sarah about it. Okay.
Not
I
at all.
haven't said a word on any of this. It's not on my list.
I'm just pulling
so.
something out of my ass right now, but you can include it in there if you want.
He's been in the tavern before, so he might have seen this. I don't
Yeah.
know. But,
It's possible that he might have seen some trinkets, but not necessarily known what exactly the game was.
right.
But
Well, I'm home now. I should be back for my shift tonight. I just got to check in on Sasha. She wasn't feeling too good when I left, so.
Anyway, these people that are peddling this stuff, where they at?
The big
And he
building
just-
at the end of town, the one they just built. Weren't you working on that?
or you could just open your eyes and see them talking less than 50 feet in front of us, in front of this crowd that's gathered in front of the oak tree in the center of town.
Oh, well. I turn around. And do I see Calliope in that group as well?
Calliope?
That one. Yes, that one, Calliope. I don't know that name. I got the letters
Only
right.
ever read a word and never heard it spoken, and that's what that
Yeah.
is.
Yep. Calliope.
Calliope. Sounds like a drug.
I'm just thinking of cantaloupe.
Give me 5 grams of Calliope, please.
Perfect.
No,
Calliope. There you go. Her.
Calliope.
you do not see Calliope up
She's
there.
working
Okay.
over at the tavern. I asked about that. Well, I guess you weren't. All right, now I'm going to go straight home. I don't know if you guys want to follow or not. I don't care, but I'm going to go straight home.
When it depends on if they leave, whatever. However, how about the other fella that I recognized from way before? The guy that I never got a name for. I don't think I. Oh no, I did get a name from him.
Love your backstory.
Hold on, wait, because I was actually just doing this. Spelling Calliope, right?
I have a friend that I play D&D with, and he says necromancer really weird. He calls it
Necromancer.
yeah,
Yeah.
necromancy, and it's like that's weird.
Quintus.
Quintus.
Yes. The guy that looks like a sad version of what's his nuts? Fuck. Why am I forgetting the actor's name?
You know what? All of us are feeling a little bit of brain fog, except for Arsis. She was on the ball with names.
And that's rare for me. Like as
Yeah, it
Sarah
is.
as a person,
Yeah.
names are not my thing. I'm literally just looking at my backstory right here.
You do not see Quintus or Calliope.
Okay.
The one thing that you kind of recall from that night is that as you were staring into the window of Lord Gawain's manor and watching this unfold, that they were really the only two that were facing you. And there were several others that were also in that room surrounding the table looking at them as they were speaking. Thinking on it and realizing, that they were also handling something that you couldn't see, that you could probably infer that they probably have a larger hand or are in higher ranking, at least Quintus. And they probably wouldn't be out here in this, doing this grunt work, right, of peddling it. Maybe they're the masterminds behind it all. Okay. Are the rest of you going to stay behind and listen to the emissary of balance talk?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear this guy.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go grab another drink right quick, so I'll BRB.
Okay. I'll do Arsis and Sasha then, so you don't miss anything.
Perfect.
Arsis, you head back home. Eventually, open up the door. Go inside.
Sasha, I'm home. I got that kit you wanted.
Oh, perfect, dear. I'm just in the living room by the fire. Would you like some tea?
Oh yeah, taking some road dust off me, sure. Have you been to town? You know about all this malarkey going on with this miracle cure?
As you say that, you look over at kind of your little kitchen and setup and a small table where like prep work would be done for cutting vegetables, and you can see an unfamiliar vial, cork stopper opened, basically resting on the table. The liquid, you can tell that the vial was wet at one point in time. Some residue dried down at the bottom, but it is empty. And working around Sasha for a long time with any of her, you know that she prefers a very specific shape of vials for her work in anything that she sells, and this is not that.
Sasha, what's the? This is not your normal. And I'll pick it up and I'll walk over in the back and where her voice is coming from and be like, Did you change up something? What is this?
Yes, I put it in my tea. The folks that were in town were. Oh, Arceus, it was terrible. Right after you left, I started having horrible nightmares. Terrible things, and these nice young people came in, and they were selling something, and since you were gone, and I didn't know what was going on with me, none of my usual things were working to help me sleep. The next day, I wandered in there, and I bought something from them. They were very nice, and it worked. I feel much better. In fact, I feel fantastic.
Do you even know what's in this?
They said it was just a blend of herbs.
But you know all of the local herbs.
Oh, these were imported from the Sword Coast area.
I'm so glad you're feeling better, but I get like the chills thinking about these folks. I mean, I feel like they're taking advantage of our, normal folk.
It's hard to take advantage at 2 copper a piece. That's just so is steel. Even if it was just snake oil, I couldn't help but try it.
Yeah, it's actually not terrible. As I was hoping, it wasn't gonna be like our life savings or nothing. Well, I mean, I'm glad you're feeling better. No more aches, pains, voices.
Not that I know of. At least I feel fine. I slept well the last 2 nights. I haven't had any intrusive thoughts.
And you have no idea what was causing that or what was going on. Normally, you're the first to know.
It just cropped up. I have no idea. You should try some.
I mean, I'm not hearing any voices, and I feel fine.
You and your friends, you should all try some.
My friends?
Yeah, the people that you came in with.
Sorry.
Was that a slip?
No, that was purposeful. I just couldn't keep a straight face to sell it.
Sasha, what are you talking about?
You know, the folks you rode into town with just a few moments ago.
Were you watching? I mean, you can't see the road from our place.
No, you told me. It was the first thing you said. Hey, my friends are here. We're all here.
No.
We're home.
No, I didn't, Sasha.
I'm afraid you're mistaken. Maybe you're weary from your travels. You should get some rest.
Can I make some sort sort of weird insight check? Because I feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome to.
It's like, did I forget to say that I said something? Oh yeah, it totally tracks.
Uh,
Maybe you should lie down, Sasha.
I think maybe you should lie down. You should probably get some rest. You're clearly struggling to keep it together. I have a spare
It's been
tincture.
A weird honestly, Sasha, it was a weird trip. There was something weird happened. I actually need to tell you about. There's a fast-growing fungus, and not like the mushrooms around here. But it would like latch into animals and cause them to like go mad and attack us.
That sounds worrisome.
Yeah. But I think they're gonna take care of it over at the next town over. They got them war wizards. We should be good. But just like it was the weirdest thing. You're right. I might be exhausted. It was a stressful trip for sure.
Yeah, they think they'll take care of it all right. You should
What?
really. I have a spare tincture if you would like some.
No, I'm just gonna take a quick nap before my shift at Cogwin. He knows I'm back in town too. But yeah, I've been off for a couple days now. He's gonna eager to get me back in there.
And she's just in her rocking chair, knitting a hat.
All right. Well, I will take a small. I'll go lay down. I don't know if I'll actually nap a little, but I will take her advice and lay down because I got a 3 on insight. It's like you're right. Maybe I am tired.
Do you lay facing the door or the bed?
With the syringe.
Or the wall, I mean.
Probably the door.
Okay. Eventually, as you're trying to nod off to sleep, just a quick nap, something keeps like stirring in your mind. You're trying to shrug it off. Did I really say something to Sasha about my friends being here? There's no way I did. I can't. Maybe I did. And
I mean, to be fair, I barely would call them my friends. Like we barely know each other.
right. No, yeah, exactly. And
did I really call them my friends? What?
you open your eyes and just kind of like in your mind thinking about Sasha, passively look out the door back into the general direction of the rest of the house, and you see like from around a corner you just see like half of a face of Sasha staring on the side of the wall, just staring right at you in your sleep.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Is it past the time for me to get up, Sasha?
And she
I
just
swear, I just
she
closed
just
my
disappears into the kitchen area, doesn't respond.
I'll get up at this point because now I'm creeped out.
And as you go in, she's just washing dishes.
I guess I'll head back to the town. I bet Cogwin's waiting for me. It's gonna be a late shift tonight. Don't wait up, but I'm glad you're feeling better.
All right, dearie. Stay safe out there. It's a night out there.
Not quite yet, but I'm sure it will be later.
Yep, just stay safe.
All right. Go ahead, leave.
Alrighty. It is our halfway point. You guys want to take a quick bathroom break? I need to take a quick bathroom break. So I guess 5-minute potty break. Gonna take a quick one.
Yay!
Hey, Arsus, I have a question for you. So you saw
Good potty break. Are you guys moving? What? I didn't know that. Holy shmoly. Where are you guys moving? And you're just standing there at the kitchen. Nice. I mean, at least you're just in the same place, right? Not very far. It's just hopefully an elevator ride away. Whoa. If only they could just cut a hole in the floor and just let you just drop your stuff. Yep. That's awesome.
Have less
I mean,
screens.
do play the himbo.
You do. What's up, Ken?
I would say
He's a
that,
lot less
like,
toxic than Ken.
Yeah.
Right now, let's be honest. Come on now. He's only level 2. We don't even know what his oath is going to be.
wait till
Oathbreaker.
Oh.
The oath of Ken.
Wait till I take the oath of the himbo.
So,
Whoa.
No going back.
No,
The
he's gonna
him
do that.
both.
John and I have
Oh.
been working really hard on
A
homebrewing the
homebrew
himbo.
paladin class.
True.
For
Yeah.
himbo.
The path of the himbo.
She's the
Alrighty.
champion, right?
Homebrew himbo of Herc the King Half-Orc Hurricane.
You guys ready to get back into this?
Yes, let's
Hell
do this.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's see what kind of craziness.
Alrighty. At first.
Glory. It's the oath of glory. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'll
At
end up
first-
slaughtering this town. I don't know.
At first, when you guys are standing there, it seemed to be a lot of conversation amongst the townsfolk themselves. And it looked like the four robed figures that were kind of standing up on top of the podium in the middle of, or the pedestal in the middle of the town square, were just kind of answering questions and chatting. But as you stand there for a few more moments, the actual kind of event begins, where one of the members steps forward. We stand before you not as strangers or outsiders, but as messengers of hope and balance. In these challenging times, the winds of change have brought more than just seasons. They've brought uncertainty, fear, and shadows that sometimes cling to the recesses of our minds. And the emissary of balance recognizes that these tremors that have shaken the foundation of this community. You might ask, why does my heart feel burdened? Why do thoughts, dark and uninvited, cloud the purity of my mind? Why do my crops not grow as large as they once could? Well, it is because we are all beings of equilibrium. When balance is disturbed, we feel it deep within. But fear not, for every shadow cast, there exists a source of light. Our ancestors spoke of the words of the world's rhythm, the delicate dance between darkness and light, sorrow and joy, and the emissary of balance is here to remind you that you are not alone in this dance. We come bearing not just words, but solutions. Tinctures of miracles, if you will. These elixirs, crafted from the ancient wisdom of our order, are the embodiment of nature's equilibrium. Every drop a promise of harmony and assurance of serenity. Put it in your tea. Rub it on your skin. Douse your crops and your fields with it. Feel the bountiful harvest that it will bring. The clearness of the mind. We come offering these tinctures for 2 copper apiece. We've had many people come and already show testament of their workings. And you see a bunch of people clamoring, asking for these tinctures.
Do you have a sample of the tincture? Like they're showing it off, right?
Yeah.
Riker is gonna flip a switch on his mask, and I'm going to ritually cast detect magic as like the eyes on his like mask begin to go from like a green to like a blue.
Okay. You don't see anything magical about the tinctures. You do see like an occasional magical item, like you'll see a necklace in the crowd, or you'll see a small bit of glow from a pouch of one of the people that are standing up on the pedestal in the town square. I don't know why I can't remember what the hell I'm trying to call that thing. But
Stage?
yeah, stage. Thank you. Fuck. The stage in the town square. But none of it really draws your attention, or none of it comes off as like a sinister magic. The tincture itself is non-magical.
Riker like turns to the rest of you. He says, "Okay, so definitely not magical. I feel like I need to get a sample of this stuff, though."
Well,
Need
they're
2 copper.
Oh, I've got the money, Mr. Herc, but thank you.
We open it to questions. If you have any doubts, come challenge us. We should be sure to make you feel at ease about purchasing our product.
Riker just raises his hand. Yes, excuse me, sirs?
Yes, you. Come closer to the stage, please.
Riker goes up and says, "So, what's the mechanism by which this tincture works? Like, how exactly does it function? Is
Well,
it based on like magical theorem? If it is, I'm not aware of it."
it is a secret to our ancient order. And to share that type of knowledge would, in fact, disturb the balance that we have conjured over the many years of perfecting it. If everyone knew the secrets that lied within, then nature would have the opportunity to counteract such information with a new disease, new ailments. So I must
Can I
say,
insight check that shit? See if he's actually believing everything that he's saying.
only if you followed up and you got close enough to do that. You wouldn't be able to necessarily
yeah.
hear that conversation from that far back, but
Yeah, I would definitely want to come up and like, really? Ah, fuck.
You're really trying to listen and understand what they're saying. People bumping into you, clamoring to try to get to the side stages to purchase their own tinctures makes it really difficult to concentrate.
Wait a second. Calling out from the crowd.
Okay.
If nature isn't able to make new diseases, then doesn't that throw things out of the balance?
That is a very good question. One of the other people speak up. It is the opportunity for nature to create normal diseases and infections. Things that are already within the realm of curing. It is when too much good is in the world that nature feels the need to lash out with wrath. So we are trying to keep it balanced.
And how do you know so much about what nature wants and the equilibrium?
Studying our ancient tomes.
Do you have a title for those tomes by chance?
They have been kept in our small group, in our emissary, our ancient order.
And this order, how long has it been around for? I mean, is this like out of character? Is this like an order I've like heard of or anything, or is this like brand new to me?
You can make a history check.
Okay. Big oof.
It's hard to tell. This type of you probably, like, while you would have known, actually, yeah, it's hard to tell. You've definitely not heard of this name before. Whether or not it's popular around the rest or other parts of Toril, you're not sure. But you've definitely never heard of it in Suzail.
Like Riker thinks for a moment and is just in his mind he's like, this guy's full of shit. But he outwardly he's going to say, and all of this is just for 2 copper.
Yes, it would be a crime. This woman stepping in to seemingly try to give you a kinder, softer face to try to help sell this particular ware. It would be a crime if we were to charge exorbitant amounts to just bring peace. We're just trying to help. That is our entire purpose. We do not seek fame. We do not seek reward. Our reward is your village thriving in the face of adversity.
And this can grow crops, cure diseases, and all that?
Yes, over decades, hundreds of years, we've mastered this technique. If you place it or douse your seeds in it before they're planted, they will produce the most bountiful harvest.
I'll take just 1 tincture, please.
2 copper, you can get it on the side of the stage. And you can see over there, there are just crates and crates of these vials that are kind of packed in there nice and neatly. And as you come over, it's just one person with their hand outstretched, taking the money, and then nodding over to another as they're placing the tincture in people's hands. And you can just see a small line has formed as people have stopped asking questions to the those that are on the stage and started to file over to the side. But you could probably say that 75% of the townsfolk are looking to purchase these tinctures.
Okay, Riker will get a tincture because he is curious as to what this actually is.
Okay. Sammy, your mind is stewing over there. I can see it.
It is. I kind of want to start like going down the line and listening to some of these people, see if these are repeat customers or if these are like brand new individuals.
Okay. Yeah, give me I'll say that just naturally you overhear that there are several individuals that are repeat customers, that they've taken these particular tinctures every day for the last week. Um, and they seem kind of like right after the line of where people are buying them. They seem to be almost strategically placed. You've run different types of or you've seen different types of scams in action, and the places of misdirection, or you can tell from this setup that those people are probably placed there to give a sort of like false sense of security, like reassuring them of their purchase as they're leaving.
Okay.
But probably, an overwhelming majority of these people are first-time purchasers. Probably like 90% of the 75% that went up there are first-time purchasers. Rin, what are you doing during this time? Are you just kind of hanging out in the back with Herc?
Yeah, I think so.
With these two real quick, because
Just kind of.
I had one
Yeah, go
question
ahead.
answered. The question that was, and I'll confer with them. So if they make a miracle cure, would that mean that it'd be balanced out by a terrible disease? All about balance?
Are you asking that to them, or are you asking that to the people around you?
People around me.
Cogwin, who's still kind of in the
I didn't wanna
general
interrupt
area.
Riker.
You're not thinking of actually buying that junk, are you?
What if it's true?
A fool and his gold are soon parted. It's not true. I've been around the block. There's nothing going on.
It's like a lot of people are excited about it, though.
You gonna try some?
I'm not convinced.
And
Guess
you
it
see,
wouldn't hurt to try it.
you see Cogwin, his attitude kind of shifts. It could do wonders for your skin. Think about
But you
it.
just said it was rubbish.
It is rubbish. I was just joking with you. You seem to be
You sounded
intrigued.
quite sincere.
No, I didn't.
Do you want to rub it on my skin?
And probably keep an eye on you.
Just being serious now. I heard you're a game master. At your tavern. Have any other games besides your trinket scavenger's hunt?
I'm just a humble collector, and I like to keep things from my travels and acquire things from patrons from all different parts of the world, and like to display them for people to see.
So, games.
No games. All right, well, things are getting a little weird. I'm gonna head back to the tavern and see if Melinda or whatever needs help.
It was good to meet you.
Sure it was.
Yes.
And
I
he
hope
walks
you
away.
continue to feel well. Oh, Scott.
I mean, yeah, you can try. He's not
He's not worth
he
it,
didn't
really.
sprint away. He's still within earshot. Well, gotta go. Alrighty. You've acquired a vial of this miracle cure.
All right, Riker will go back to everyone and says, "Okay, I have no idea what this is. It's
But
not
you've got
magical,
one.
but
For yourself, though.
I have an idea to figure out what it could be. I just want to say now, if anything happens, I don't know. You guys will figure it out. And little history lesson for all of you: chemists before my time were fucking nuts, and to test for chemicals, you know what they did?
Put it
They
in your
would-
mouth.
No, they would dip their pinky in and like rub it all over their tongue, and based on the taste, they could know what type of solvent it was. So, Riker is going to use Mage Hand, just take a tiny bit and do the same thing, rub it on his tongue to try to get like the tastes from this.
Okay.
Riker, do you want any help with that? Maybe we could do something else.
He's already doing it. No, I will.
All right, I'm getting some too.
As you dip your pinky into this,
The Mage Hand pinky.
the mage hand pinky, yes. As you dip your mage hand pinky into the liquid, and rub
Jam it in your mouth.
onto your gums,
Tongue.
your tongue. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
And it's only a very small amount. Just to be clear.
It is.
I'm trying to like discern tastes here.
Yeah,
like,
I'm getting
to
you.
know like what this is made out of.
It is as close to flavorless as it could possibly be, in a sense that it has basically the flavor of spring water, enough for it to have just a general earthy taste, but something seems to be coloring it, but there's no flavor associated with it, just a mild bit of earthiness.
Riker's just like, this tastes like water. Ordinary water.
Well, that seems good, I guess.
Well, it's either really good or really bad. It could be something I haven't tasted before, which would be bad, or it could just be water, which would be good.
One of the townsfolk next
But
to you,
if it's
at least you'll stay hydrated, and then just kind of walks away. Just interjecting into the conversation, and then just off they went.
One of the that townsfolk, was that somebody that was in the line?
Yes.
Were they a first-time buyer, or did they seem like they are?
I guess since you were actively kind of scoping that out to figure out who it was, you would see that that person was a repeat purchaser. Like when they purchased multiple.
Hold on there, friend.
Okay, so let's see.
I want to keep an eye on that person.
I want to stop them, and I want to offer them 4 copper for one of the samples. What a deal, right?
Just go buy your own.
Mr. Herc, I still have most of mine, actually. I only took a very small sample.
All right, and I'll grab yours, and I'm gonna like dump it out and look at it as it comes out on the ground.
And
God, I love Herc.
the reaction that you get from not only the woman that you had stopped, but also Sammy, you would notice this. Specifically, the repeat purchasers all turn their head immediately at the sight of this tincture being poured onto the ground. And the woman that was standing right there, "No! What have you done? Why are you wasting a miracle?"
Hold on there, they're only 2 copper each. Just wanted to see what it looked like.
It's 2 copper.
And maybe something will come out of the ground now.
Yeah, I was about to say, looking at the ground, does it just look like mud? Like,
essentially, in that particular spot, the water mixing with the dirt.
Okay.
I smush it around with my shoe a little bit, completely oblivious to
Jesus.
everybody else around me.
What do the repeat customers have to do with the whole him stepping on it?
Anybody have a seed? Ooh.
The young woman that turned around, once cheerful, telling you that at least you'll stay hydrated, turning to the sinister nature of "what have you done," sees you kind of rubbing your boot into the mud on the spilled water, comes in close and still probably about 1.5 feet shorter than you, standing looking straight up. "You will reap what you sow," and walks away. And everything continues on like normal. The rest of the people that had purchased that Sammy you saw stop immediately, almost in unison, start walking and going about their day again.
I'm gonna follow that woman.
Okay.
Like, not even mention anything to anybody else. I'm just gonna follow her.
Okay.
That was rude.
I mean, it's definitely not like
that was
well
unsettling.
Water. I mean, it's kind of like
If
spring water. Wait, what just happened?
Well, that woman.
Herc spilled it. She freaked out.
Reap what I sow.
Oh.
Obviously, I didn't get
what are we
anything out of it.
sowing?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what would happen if I poured it on the ground. And not like I'm getting anything.
It looks like mud.
Guess.
Doesn't look like much to me.
I don't know. It's not magical. It tastes like spring water. Not well water, by the way. Spring water. That I didn't get anything else from it. This is the weirdest thing I've ever come across. I mean, I've tasted a lot of very dangerous chemicals, and this is none of them.
Oh shit.
I think it does have one effect. Makes people rude.
Alright, I'm actually gonna... God, no!
Oh, what's going on?
Sammy!
Sammy.
Alright, never mind. I'm gonna keep following the woman. I want to see where she lives.
Are you sure?
Yep. 100%.
Okay. Um, you follow her for about 5 minutes as she walks through. Um, she stops, kind of admiring some flowers. Pulls out from her small basket that has several tinctures in it and uncorks a stopper and kind of gives it a little sprinkle onto some of the flowers, stoppers it back up and puts it back in her basket and keeps walking, almost merry, like kind of almost skipping, but not. Just that much glee in her step as she's walking away. Eventually, she makes it back. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull my thing over my face. My turtleneck over my face.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep following her.
Makes it back to just a normal house. Kind of like a wattle and daub, you know, whitewashed, even house with just thatch roof. Walks in, smaller, but not unlivable. Seems well taken care of in a nice little part of town. Yeah. But you could successfully navigate your way back to that house again if you needed to.
All right. Knowing that between the house and the place that she watered the flowers,
Mm-hmm.
how far of a walk was that?
Probably 100 yards.
Okay, so maybe a minute. Okay. With that in mind, I'm going to make it back to the group if they're still in the town center.
Okay. You were only maybe gone for 5 minutes. What Herc, Rin, and Riker, what are the three of you doing during that time? Still just kind of hanging out in the town square?
Well, what do you all want to do? I have to say, on my entry to this town, I heard it was a small town and sparsely populated, and I can see why. I'm thoroughly nonplussed. I don't know what I want to do. I don't even want to really go to that tavern.
I mean, maybe Miss Arsis is from around here. Maybe she'll have an idea of what's going on.
She went off to see her family. She didn't want to hang out with us.
Doesn't she work at the tavern? We could see her there later.
Oh, that's right. She did say. I think that's our one lead. Remarkable how she made it. She's very tolerable compared to everyone else we've met so far.
Herc, remind me, what's your passive perception?
Oh, that's a bad question.
It's a what? An 8?
The himbo.
A 1.
Oh, a 9. Okay.
It's a himbo.
Yeah, you definitely don't see it.
Damn it!
Does anyone else around her see it?
It wouldn't be as
Probably
important.
just a trinket.
It wouldn't be as important to you. It would be something that Herc would specifically be interested in.
Suspicious.
It's just a shrine.
Uh-huh.
That's what I figured.
Yep.
I guess we're going to the tavern. But I'm gonna try to get another tincture.
Okay. You're easily able to do so. Just getting in line. As you get up there, and the person extends their hand to retrieve your 2 copper pieces, the person handing you a tincture hands you 2. Here, take another one for the one that you spilled back there.
Hey now. Oh, we paid for that. We knew what we were doing. I need to buy another one for my friend, and I guess I'll take one for myself. Here's 4 copper.
We are deeply indebted to you for this. And hands you the 2
For
vials.
a miracle, for just 4 copper? Say so.
It is our calling
We were destined to do this.
You spoken to by a god or something? How'd you get in this business? What's your name, friend?
Merrick. My name is Merrick.
And not from here.
No. I'm from a small town in just off the Sword Coast, Daggerford. You don't suspect that he's lying. It was a simple enough answer. It came smoothly enough.
You came all the way over here from the Sword Coast.
I've been traveling with the Emissary of Balance for, give or take, 15 years.
No kidding. And this Emissary of Balance, that's a person?
No, that's just what we call ourselves. We've gone by other names. Custodians of consonants, ambassadors of alignments.
Like that one.
Originally, we named ourselves after animals. We tried to put that past behind us, and we came up with these names.
What made you need to put that behind you? Strange to go by so many names.
Well, in transparency, when you're working on a cure for ailments and to help different villages with their crops, sometimes things don't always go as planned, but that's far behind us. We've mastered our craft, and now we feel the need to truly spread it to everyone.
What went wrong?
Kind of turns to one of the other members. Well, just typically it was all around different crops not growing the way they should.
But I mean, on people. Did you test on people first? Animals first?
Oh, for the most part, people have always enjoyed our product. The ones that took it, of course. Almost fervently. They developed almost a need for it. I don't want to say it's a dependence like a drug. It's definitely not that. If it was, we would have developed a cure for the cure, if you know what I'm saying. But the most of our issues came around wildlife dying or crops not growing. Sure, there might be an occasional bountiful harvest, but for whatever reason, our calculations and our ancient texts failed us. But I can assure you that we have absolutely mastered this particular version. The last 3 towns that we visited over the last decade have all seen miraculous results.
Oh, where were those? Just a little further west?
Yes. Typically, this is the largest town we've actually gone to. When we do our trials, we prefer smaller villages. See, less possibility when there is, or if there is an error, that it can be contained.
Does that make Minroe a trial for you?
No, we're past the trial stage. We've perfected our product. As I said, perfected it for the last
3 towns.
Yes, over the last decade. Typically, when we set up shop, we stay there for 2 years to be able to see the product of 2 full harvests.
So those 3 towns, they were named. What did you say they were called again?
Let me pull up my map. I should have had that written down, but
I thought he was being dodgy about it. I was trying to get him to.
nope.
Oh man, ginger. Hot ginger tea. That'll do it.
Hot ginger tea. That's the good spicy stuff.
Lemon, yeah. Do these guys have like a leader then, or I don't know.
We'll have to find out.
First place that we saw true success was over in the Trail to Hills, next to the Reaching Woods, Hardbuckler. It's just on the other side of the Sunset Mountains. We continued in further east, went to Iriabor. A little bit of a bigger place. And then the last place that we've settled was Pride Pearl, just south of here.
Was it
I'll type them all
Fry
out.
Pearl?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you said things didn't exactly go right all the time. What went wrong before
You said the
you perfected it?
crops weren't going well.
Yeah. Crops were dying. Some would see miracle growth, and others would wither and die, or sometimes produce no harvest at all. Fish in ponds. We found that if we were to apply our tincture to ponds that didn't have necessarily a way to filter through naturally, like a river or a stream or some sort of inlet or outlet where constant being recycled, that it would cause the fish to die. Turn belly up.
That's not good.
Well, lucky for you, you don't have a pond here. I'm kidding. I wouldn't let you do something like that. We've come a long way since then. I can assure you that everything that you will feel will be positives, benefits. To the town will see great prosperity, and our hope is that eventually, hundreds of years from now, the entire world can live in prosperity. Food will never be an issue for anyone.
So, if someone consumed it like right now, how long till the effects kick in?
A day. It should almost be instantaneous.
Wait, instantaneous or a day?
Relatively speaking, it's about the same.
No, one's instantaneous, one's a day.
Between instantaneous and a day, I would say.
Okay, so at max a day. Okay, I'll make note of that.
And trust me, the longer you consume the product, the more stable the results will be. The more consistent, I should say.
Guy an elf or a human or
Human. Everyone that was wearing the robes that are on the Emissary of Balance are humans. If you need any more, we do nightly talks here in the town hall. Just this last week we've started doing them, but we also have a shop that just opened up on the south end of town. It's just got a...
Yes, so we heard.
It just has our symbol on it. And that symbol
is the symbol of the
fucking
tree.
And
Never seen that before.
how often do you consume this tincture?
Its properties have long been flowing through my blood. I no longer require the need to sustain myself.
So how long does that happen if you take it every day?
Probably, if you consumed it every day for a month, I would say that you would have enough of it within your body that it should basically reproduce and keep it recycled. Think of it as
Does that sound right?
it aids your own, I don't know, your blood cells from doing what they do. It helps them. Gives them armor, I guess, from attacking off any sort of toxins that might attack your body.
Riker has just so many things he wants to say, but just is trying to find the first one he wants to say.
If you would like more information, we're actually have the construction of another building put up. See, every time we come into a new place, we first put up a building for our shop, then we demonstrate the properties of this miracle cure, as people often dub it. We do as well. That's how we kind of sell it. But we also set up an education sessions. We build, some might call it a church, but we are not a religion. Just a learning center for people to come and ask questions.
You have a boss, like a head honcho, who's the oldest member of your collective. Is it, are you religious? Follow some kind of god or just a principle?
You can consider us to be similar to the Druids in that we worship nature and the balance of all things. As far as a leader goes, about the closest thing that my particular group has is Quintus. He's here. He stays.
That's a person?
We all, yes, Quintus, yes. Quintus Crane. We all stay here at Lord Gawain's manor.
The Lord has you staying in his manor.
We typically seek out the Lord immediately when we arrive at a new town. Make sure that he understands our full purpose of being here, understands the benefits that we can bring, and typically once we have the Lord on our side, the people will follow.
Wow. You traveled all the way here from the Sword Coast?
Over a decade.
Yes. How many are in your collective or congregation?
There were about 20 of them that came with us here to Minroe. Some of them, I think 2, went on to Weymouth just yesterday.
No kidding.
Yes.
Very interesting. Huh.
We're going to think about testing the benefits of a more widespread approach, incorporating, especially with such a densely populated area such as Cormyr. There's so many small towns. It might be beneficial if multiple towns were experiencing the same thing at once. That way, the word can travel faster now that we've perfected this serum, this miracle elixir, as some people call it, that we could get more widespread buy-in. And if we need more ambassadors for the Emissary of Balance, Quintus can call them in.
Call them in from You do not accept new members?
Absolutely, that's part of our education program. When we construct the new building, part of that will be teaching and allowing people to join if they wish to. But it's a very rigorous process. You must study our ancient text, commit it to memory.
So
Then
become a
the
monk?
secret of making the tincture will be shared with... You know how to make it, right?
I do. Everyone that is part of the Emissary of Balance knows how to make such tincture. But, as someone asked earlier, we are under an oath to secrecy. For if it were to fall into the wrong hands, and now not all people that want to join this will have the opportunity to actually join, we must test their loyalty. But, unfortunately, the rigors of such a challenge are not to be shared outside of the actual trial process itself.
So many secrets. Well, thank you for the 2 tinctures, and being a lot more open about what you're all about.
Yes, I do have more customers. We like to keep them happy. We don't want them to think that they're at a government building waiting for their weapons permits. So I'm going to continue assisting customers, but if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to stop by the shop tomorrow.
Right.
Your time.
As we're like just heading out, Riker is just scratching his head. He's like, so you need to keep taking it to get the effect, so it's a drug, but then it changes your entire biochemistry after a certain point so that you don't need it.
You're thinking of joining them?
Oh, absolutely not. I am confused, and this goes against all that I know about science, but yeah, I just don't understand it.
What about magic?
I mean, magic is part of science.
But you said it wasn't a magical item.
Also true, it's not magical. So, a non-magical, natural drug that changes your entire body's biochemistry after a while.
It's about this time Sammy would probably end up back at the group
Hey,
from his
where
following.
did you go off to?
Oh, you left?
Yeah, I kind of wandered off and following somebody for a minute. Got some ideas. Oh, do I see Herc holding the vials?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, that's gonna be
Oh,
perfect.
This is for you, Riker.
Oh, thank you.
I've got an idea, but I think we should all meet, and I don't think any of y'all should be putting that stuff in your mouth or
Why not?
touching it or.
Well, to be fair, I didn't touch it. I just put a little bit on my tongue, but I know what you mean.
It's a little concerning, but let's find Arceus and well, let's find Arceus and
So,
She was gonna meet us at the
into the
tap.
bar then?
yeah, let's.
Frankly, I'm quite exhausted and I need something to drink. I've been listening to people and trying to figure all this out, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, I'd probably like some actual water, not whatever this is.
I
Okay.
could definitely use a drink.
Let me. Alrighty, as you turn around from the market square and you head back to, or the town square and head back towards where she had pointed out the shining jackdaw, you see a wooden sign with a small black bird hanging above the entrance. A purple blue sheen to its painted feathers with the shining jackdaw burned in a semicircle at the top. From the outside, you see that it has a large wraparound porch, several wooden rocking chairs for patrons to enjoy their drinks. Some of them still sitting out there enjoying the hot afternoon. This is a mining town, and a lot of times with mining towns, you think dirt, grime, debris everywhere. But this establishment stays pretty clean. Even the wooden handrails that are leading up to the wraparound porch seem to be, free of any soot or debris, looking like they're cleaned on a daily basis. As you step inside, this is a very eclectic place. Like, looking around, you see just trinkets everywhere. Just strewn about on top of like a mantle, on top of the bar, just things that you've been to a lot of different establishments and you've seen deer head above the fireplace, a different, a tall clock in the side, but this just has
It's probably
random
excessive.
things. Yeah, random things strewn about everywhere.
Very TGI Fridays from the early 2000s.
Yeah, there's flair.
Yeah, resting on
There's
one
a
of the
stop sign on the wall.
Where'd they
basically,
get that?
basically,
There's a road out
absolutely
there that
things
doesn't
like
have a
that.
stop sign now.
But you come in. The place is relatively packed. Lots of wooden circular tables with 4 or 5 seats at them. The bar has some stools at it, and you don't see Cogwin anywhere, but you see, I guess, Sammy. You would see Calliope working behind the bar. But you come in, and she makes a gentle nod in your direction, all of your directions. Welcome to the Shining Jackdaw. Can I do anything for you?
Hey there, miss. We just ran into your boss out at the sale. You missed out.
Oh, Cogwin? Yeah,
That's the
I'm not
one.
too worried about what they're peddling out there. You gotta.
Taking most of the town by storm. You saying you don't want any?
No, I don't need
I'll hold
any
up
of that.
my vial.
I don't need any of that. You can keep it for yourself.
All right.
Can I get
what
you
would
something
want?
to put it in, I suppose? Would you like a drink, a beverage?
Where is Cogwin at anyway?
He's in his office.
Can
Probably
you,
staring at that book of coins that he keeps.
when you got a moment, could you send them our way right quick?
Cogwin? You hear a grumbling from the back room. He comes out. What is it? What do you need?
Cogwin, a moment with you, if you'd be so kind.
And he walks over to Calliope. I told you not to disturb me. If anybody asks for me when I'm in my office, I'm not here. Yes, what is it? How can I help you?
Well, I just have a question for you. You said you haven't had any of that nonsense that's being peddled out there in the courtyard, correct?
And he kind of turns to the side and burps, as I just did. Absolutely not. I would never dream of it. Look at me.
Oh.
I'm as healthy as an ox. He's not. Potbelly, balding, like wrinkly skin, like bags under his eyes. He is not healthy in any way, shape, or form.
So if I took a little bit of that tincture that good old Herc there's got on the ground and spilt a little bit on the floor, you'd totally be nonplussed by it, I believe is a word that you used earlier today, Herc.
But I believe he would be shocked and overwhelmed by confusion.
I would have Calliope mop it up, of course. Look at this place. Sure, I have a lot of trinkets strewn about, but outside of that, it's immaculate.
All right. Then one more question for you, and I'll leave you on your way. What would you drink in your own establishment? Preferably something that hasn't been opened in, let's say the last week or so.
The Morel Dilemma is bottled here. We've got a stock that's been here for a while.
Anything that we
Morel
drink,
dilemma?
Yes.
Herc just starts laughing.
anything that is the oldest, we would we would enjoy that at our table. Thank you very much. If you could bring that to us, maybe you have a special reserve stock somewhere in the back.
I'm not sure you've ever worked in the restaurant business, but typically we like to go by FIFO, first in, first out. You don't want to leave any stock.
Oh, that's why I'm asking for your oldest, because it was the first that was brought into the place, and it should be the first one sold. So,
Yes, so that is
Otherwise
how
it
we.
might go bad
So
soon.
everyone is getting the oldest bottle of beer that we have.
perfect. That would just be wonderful.
Absolutely.
I would just prefer
Not
it
just have a
if you
beer?
brought it personally, is all.
And he grumbles, "I'm gonna charge you extra for that." And he
Oh, please
goes
do.
into the
I
back
love the pomp and circumstance.
and
What was that all about?
Timmy,
And,
what are you getting at?
all right.
how close are you standing to Calliope?
I'm getting far away from her.
Okay.
Far, like table furthest away.
Okay. Yeah, you can find one up towards the front window looking out into the courtyard.
All right. Look, I'm gonna level to you guys, and well, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not from this area. And
I mean, that's usually the least surprising thing I've heard today.
probably. But I decided, out of everybody in this town, I think I'm gonna trust you guys before I trust anybody else. And it's taken me a minute to do so. But that interaction that Herc had with that person out front,
Which one?
the one that reacted very threatening, like,
Sowing and reaping and all that?
yes, that one. I'm a little concerned about what's going on and what's going
You know her,
with
but you're not
this.
from here.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know, but I just,
Is Sammy your real name?
yes,
Okay.
Sammy is my real name. Samitoro, actually. Sammy's easier to say. Um,
And where are you from?
a little town north of here, actually. Kind of been on the run a little bit, but
You're in trouble with the law?
it's not important to anything else right now.
It's about this time that Arsis comes back in through the front door. And quickly, Arsis, you would be able to survey the area and see your friends, or your companions, rather, seated in a table, looking concerned, talking amongst themselves. The first thing you hear, however, is actually Calliope. Oh, thank heavens you're here. Now I can go back to working the kitchen. I don't want to have to do this barmaid shit.
It's not that difficult. You just get them what they want. Tell them to.
You gotta
Their hands to
smile
themselves.
and pretend to like people? This is nonsense.
I don't do that.
Yeah, but they seem to like you anyways.
Fair. I grew up with most of them, so and they all know I kick all of their asses. Well, yeah, get back to work.
She goes
I'm
back
here
into
now.
the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll put my apron on and get behind the bar. Is it kind of slow or kind of busy?
There's a couple people there, but they all seem to be content. Like surveying, you're very quick. You've done this a long time. You can assess that the levels of their beer, the amount of food that they have on their table, that they probably don't need any immediate assistance.
Okay. And so I'll wander over to the table with everyone sitting there.
Ah, Arsis.
Yes, Herc.
Oh,
Come sit. We'll get you a drink.
Oh no, I'm working. How about I get you a drink?
we're waiting for your boss to bring a drink over.
Oh, actually, do you have like orange juice here?
Cogwin comes out and he has 4 bottles of the Morel Dilemma and sets it on the table.
The fancy stuff.
It's what they asked for. This one here asked me to bring it personally.
Yes, and thank you very much for doing that for us. We do appreciate that.
Sorry, no orange juice, but I got milk or coffee.
Do you have like
Work here?
lemon slices at least? Like a water and like a lemon slice?
You could scrounge that up if you needed to, yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask the kitchen, see what they got.
Okay, thank you.
If I may be so kind, Riker, I think fresh water might be a questionable choice at this point.
Oh, good point. Oh,
Sammy, what's going on?
Look, and I'm gonna lean in again. Is Arsis still there?
Probably went back to go get his order first.
Okay. Look, it might just be me being paranoid, but I don't trust these people. I can't put my finger on it yet.
I think it has something to do with the tinctures.
Yeah, it definitely does have something to do with the tincture. And
Would it make you feel better if I just tried it and we saw
no,
what happened?
God, no.
Oh, we didn't
don't
have any
you-
lemon slices,
Come on,
but
I
would
can-
orange slices work for you?
That would actually be better. Yes, thank you.
All right, here you go. What are you guys talking
Arsis,
about?
how's your aunt doing?
Surprisingly better. A weird interaction with her earlier.
Oh, do tell what you mean.
Well, when
Weird
I left,
interaction.
she had this cough she couldn't shake, and her arthritis was getting real bad. When I came back, she seemed to be all better. It's super weird. She
Oh, did you
claimed
have one of
that
these?
she did. Yeah, I saw one at the cottage, and she said that she made her feel right as rain.
It was
Oh, that's
so
weird.
she was good, and that was what was weird. That it was just that she was good.
Well, yeah, she spouted off about a few things, talked about my friends, but I think she met you guys.
Uh,
I don't think we've met her though.
Arsus,
No.
do you want to sit down here for a moment?
I mean, I can spare a minute or two, but I'll have to get back to the other patrons here in a second.
Yeah.
Why do you?
And when she sits down, I think what you just told me has given me an idea of sorts. So, I don't. We visit your aunt?
I mean, yeah, maybe after my shift. It'll be a few hours from now, after closing.
I think I
She might
want
be
to.
sleeping though. Might want to meet me there tomorrow instead.
I think I want to try something.
If it's a tincture, I would don't try it.
No. I
Did you
don't
guys
want to.
find out something while I was gone?
It's been one mystery after another, Arsus. From my
It's a work in
perspective.
progress right now.
This tincture seems to be odd.
It does, and I really thought it was a scam and they were gonna fleece people, but
Oh,
Sasha said it was like 2 coppers.
Yeah, I think it is a scam. It's not magical in any way, and it tastes like spring water.
But it healed her aunt.
Well,
I mean,
that's
so
what
Hang
I'm
on.
concerned
What do you
about.
Let me try something. Can I see that?
With you.
All right. I'm gonna cast detect poison disease. I figured I've been really good at spotting drinks and stuff like that, and over the tincture to see if it's got any poison or disease in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure does.
Oh shit! Holy this thing's lighting up like a beacon. I've never said this is poisonous.
To be clear,
Or is it diseased?
while it is diseased,
Okay.
it is diseased, and it seems to be
The same color as the mushroom disease.
very, very faint.
God damn it!
I
Very
see.
faint, the same as the mushroom disease, or very faint disease aura in it.
Let me read it again.
Because I also identify the kind of poisonous creature or disease in each case.
Yes, it is the same as the fungus.
Damn it!
Guys, whatever you do not drink this. This is the same. It's the same as what was causing Ren all the issues and that poor lumberjack and bear.
But it's just water.
It's not.
I mean,
There's
to be fair,
traces.
it was very earthy water. So
Can I focus on him and to make sure that he's not poisoned at this point
Shit.
or diseased?
The way that it was seen in the lumberjack, it was like deeper in his like his stomach, his intestines, whereas with Riker, it doesn't seem to have progressed nearly that far.
But he's
Like-
got traces.
He has traces, absolutely.
You
Son of
you
a
put this
bitch.
shit in your mouth.
well, I mean, you have to taste test it to know what the chemical is. That's part of the scientific process.
Well, now you got it. You're infected.
Shit, Mr. Herc.
Yes.
I'm gonna take the bottles of Morel Dilemma and put
Moral.
them in
Moral dilemma.
and put it in front of Eris's face. Do you see anything?
No,
No, she
those are
doesn't.
fine.
Yeah.
That's just alcohol. burns away most diseases and poisons as is.
Here,
It'll burn
drink it
going down
quick.
too.
Riker,
Yeah.
give me a medicine check.
Give me a panic check.
Oh, right. I'm actually not horrible.
Oh.
Okay, it's very average.
The most average.
So you don't know for certain, but you do know from reading your textbooks that sometimes with different diseases, viruses, that when there was a cure made or a vaccine, sometimes traces of, neighboring or similar infections were put into them to help slowly introduce it to your body to have it fight off.
This might be legit, guys.
So this is a form of inoculation, is what you're saying?
That's too big of a word for me.
It is.
It's basically what they do with the flu vaccine, where they give you
Okay.
a small dose of the flu
Yeah.
so that you
It
can
could
build
be.
the antibodies.
Could
Yeah.
be. Okay.
You're you've seen what happened to the bear. In thinking
Mhm.
back, there really wasn't any adverse effects to what you saw with the lumberjack. He wasn't feeling bad. It wasn't until he had said that I touched it that you guys inspected him, but even then he wasn't necessarily showing any crazy symptoms. You just recognized the disease on his person and told him to quarantine himself. So you've yet to fully find out the extent of what it does to people. So it's possible. With a 10, you can still draw your own conclusions, but that's what you specifically, Riker, would know from having studied medicine and things.
Okay.
It's all up in your mouth and glowing up, it's
Your
lighting
mouth.
up.
Trinkets, Riker. You might
Did
need
the-
something stronger.
The tincture? I'd
No,
rather.
the moral
No.
dilemma, the alcohol. Might rinse that off, get it out of your system.
I'll rinse it with the water, thank you.
The water looks good.
Okay. Riker leans in. Mr. Herc, I'm not sure exactly what this tincture is. I'm thinking it could be a form of inoculation, but I want to be sure. Could you do that thing you did with Miss Rin to me to get rid of this
Shirt
stuff?
off. Hand it to you. I want that to be a running joke now at this point.
Yeah,
Did you do
just-
that thing you did? He takes his shirt off
Yeah,
and
just
hands it to you.
his shirt off.
If I remember correctly, you can't do that yet, can you?
You should have
What, take
one.
your shirt off?
Oh,
You can
do you
always
have-
take
I
your
can
shirt
do
off.
it one more time.
You can do it one more time.
Yeah.
I just
We're level 2 now. Got 10.
could I just want. Can I do it later?
He doesn't want to touch you.
I mean, I guess I just don't. If this is the disease,
All right. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
Oh, heal, bot, heal.
So if this is
Dance,
the
monkey,
same
dance.
mushrooms that we found out in the wild, we need to go take care of Sasha now. Actually, yeah, can you save that and do Sasha instead?
If she's more
As
progressive.
you're saying that, he's he's closed his eyes and he's muttering, and he reaches out and puts his hand on Riker.
No. And I'll grab him and kind of start to try to drag him.
Oh,
Calliope! I might have to leave. There's an emergency at home.
Cogwin comes out. You said that you'd be back here tonight, and it's
I know,
probably
but-
going to be busy with as filled as the town
I'll
hall.
be back as soon as I can, but I think there's an emergency at home.
She's not going to be very happy about this, but Calliope, You've got to work the front again.
I'm real sorry, and I'm like grabbing Herc and kind of dragging it, like trying to drag him, even though he's like twice as big as me.
Hey, who's going to be paying for those?
I'll take it.
How much are they?
I can get it. You just take it out of my
I haven't even finished mine.
We'll be right
Wait.
back.
I
You
mean,
got a
you can
social
take them
circle,
with
right?
you. They're just glass bottles.
Perfect. All right, social circle it is. How much do we owe?
I guess for 4 of
Well-
them, I don't know if I gave prices for it.
3.
You did
3
not.
gold piece.
Okay, maybe I gave
3
them
gold
to you.
each?
No, 3 silver.
Oh,
Is it gold?
oh.
Yeah, I think it's lions. Let me double check. Falcon.
Lions are-
Sorry,
Okay,
3 gold.
falcons, so silver.
Oh, the 3 falcons?
Yeah, 3 falcons each. So
Okay, I'll throw 2 gold on the table. There you go. Don't even worry about it. There you go.
All right.
I'd rather
Absolute tippers.
She's probably farther along. Go. I don't know what's gonna happen to her. She was acting a little weird. Please, Herc, please.
Sammy, those drinks were expensive. What do you? What?
Don't worry about it. Riker,
Oh, what am
I might have a little request from you. Can I see your vial of that tincture, please?
You're not gonna get rid of it on the ground, are you?
That's what I
Oh,
thought was
no,
gonna
no.
happen.
Okay.
No. I'm not gonna get it on the ground.
Okay. He hands it over to you.
Thank you. And
But like, I do need to study it, so please save enough for me to study.
yeah, no problem. I can do that for you. Don't you worry. Let's go to Auntie's house then, right quick then.
Please, Herc, please.
All right. Lead the way.
Making
All
your
right,
way over
I-
to
Save all this
Arceus's
trouble
house.
if you've been open to introducing us from the start.
Rin and Arceus, you both have the highest passive perceptions, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So. Mine's a
As
16.
and yours is a 19, right, Rin? Or is it an 18? It's
Yeah.
18? Okay.
Jesus.
19!
Anybody with a
I
15
see.
or higher would notice as you're walking up to the house, off of the front of the house, there's kind of a smaller window, but there's curtains, shades that are kind of closed. And you notice before there's any noise of you getting close, but you can see it in the distance, there's just a draw of the blind and just half of an eye, half of a face sticking out, peeking, watching, and then it closes.
And that's clearly Sasha, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arceus, was that your
Yeah.
aunt?
That was she again. She's acting a little weird. She was watching me. I laid down a little bit after we got back because I was feeling a little weird, and
You told her.
and she was staring at me kind of weird. So, and she's got this mushroom disease. Can you fix her, Herc, please?
He's gonna do.
I'll try.
He's gonna do everything in his power for you.
I'll knock on and give you introductions because she has to see you guys anyways. So, just so you know, apparently you're my friends now. So, gonna keep with that.
Is that
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. So now I'm gonna open the door. Sasha, I brought my friends like you asked me to.
No need for introductions. You can just come in and have some cookies I've prepared.
No need for
All right.
introductions. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Where? Where's Sasha at?
Sasha's in the Sasha's in the kitchen. Yes.
I'm gonna go into the kitchen.
Okay.
You've been holding out on me, Arceus.
Damn it.
They haven't. Tell the way out
Aunt
here.
Sasha, is it? Aunt Sasha?
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
look
my
absolutely
detect-
famished. You should have a cookie. I made these
Oh,
just fresh.
Riker, I apologize. I
on,
lied,
guys,
and I'm gonna
hold on.
dash the bottle on the ground. And I'm just going to look at her
I was
reaction.
gonna study that.
Another one. So detect poison and disease lasts for 10 minutes. Would
Okay.
you say that it's still going by the time we get back home, or is it expired?
If you would have hurried, you could have made it there.
Okay.
But yeah,
When I walk in,
Uh
what do I see then with my magic detecting?
huh.
For the
You
last minute it's left.
Yeah, you see. Not only is she infected pretty heavily, but also it appears that the cookies that she had made were also infected.
Don't eat those cookies.
When I dash the bottle on the ground,
Yeah.
does she react?
She looks down at that and she looks at you. Well, now I'm gonna have to make you clean that up. And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh.